brought to you by the team of heroes at the Retirement Solution.
Love Wednesdays. It's time once again to meet one of Eric's heroes. And tonight, Eric, you found a guy who's had a tremendous impact on one of the most popular places to visit in the entire state.
It's one of my favorite places, period. It's truly amazing how just one man's vision and drive have impacted the beautiful city of Poulsbo. So much of Poulsbo's look and feel can be traced back to one guy. Tonight, that guy is my hero. Everywhere there is evidence of a restless, ambitious, creative soul. The home that has become a lighthouse, the treehouse on the property, the birdhouses that are built in. He loves to paint signs and he loves to build. He's 87 years old and it's time to take stock of what he's given us.
How are we doing?
Bill Austin is an unusual man.
Vacations to me are a waste of time. Most garages are never big enough, you know? But this one's big enough.
A driven man.
I'm always pushing for something. I have a Rolls Royce in here if you want to see it.
He is an extraordinary man.
Am I a narcissistic son of a gun or what? I don't know, and I don't really care.
Alongside his collection of British automobiles is his collection of paints. As a young man in Brighton, England, he took an apprenticeship at a sign shop.
I was trained by masters who were trained by masters who were trained by masters.
The hand is still steady and the eye keen. His work is all around him. He left England because as a young man he felt trapped by the class system there.
But here you can do just about anything, providing it's legal and you don't hurt anybody. I like that way of living.
Life brought him to Poulsbo, Washington in 1971. Bill thought the town needed work.
It looked gray, it looked cold, it looked dead to me.
There was a center for senior citizens that he found to be depressing.
And I saw these little old people in there sitting there and I thought, this is not a way of life, you know, after doing all your stuff for 80, 90 years or whatever, you know.
So in 1982, we got some donated materials together and designed and built this. It was a bright and beautiful beginning. And he started painting signs for businesses.
There's one of my signs, De La Bahia.
One after another.
Well, the bookstore signs, I did that.
Did you start out with a vision for what you wanted it to be?
The town?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not long after, he noticed something else that needed doing.
We had a volunteer fire department way back in the early 70s. And they played musical instruments. And they didn't have a place to jam.
He made a proposal and a model and went to work. And Bill built this. The Austin Veldstad Pavilion is in some ways the heart of Poulsbo. More signs were made over the years. Sloy's Bakery, the Maritime Museum, JJ's Fish House, the Green Light Diner. And then at some point he started designing and building storefronts.
There's one of my storefronts right there. Cat's Meow Antique Mall, I did that storefront.
He did this one, and so many more. There was a muralist in town one time. Bill came up with an idea, got permission from the owners of this building, got money together, and there it is today, a Viking ship.
That's me looking around the corner of that blue tarp.
At the Poulsbo Cemetery, he designed and built the beautiful gazebo. Same goes for the beautiful entrance. That statue of a Viking, that was Bill's idea. He made it happen. An artist was commissioned to create it. And the seashell spiral at Oyster Plant Park. He worked with the Rotary Club, created rounded forms, and poured the concrete. And there it sits today. He got out his paintbrushes and restored the town clock. He brought in a little slice of home, that English phone booth, and more signs. The man's signs are everywhere.
Best guy in Poulsbo right here.
So they'll be carrying me out of here feet first one day.
But this is your home.
This is my home. I ain't going nowhere.
This man's vision and drive have over time transformed an entire city. From this to this.
Have you got it just about where you want it now?
Yeah, I think so. I'm 87 now, and I'm just too old to do things like I used to. My mind doesn't work as well as it used to. I feel pretty good about what I did. And what I love about it is people have appreciated it. So I know it works, you see. And I know it works. This is now Tourist Town, USA. and I see people taking pictures of everything that I've done. So that makes me feel good.
As well it should. Because when you have out-of-town visitors in these parts, you get on a ferry and take them to Poulsbo. That's because of Bill Austin, a restless, ambitious, endlessly creative soul whose gift to the city he loves is its very identity.
I'm so glad he is your hero this week
He's
because
great.
so many people who've been there so many times have no idea that one guy
It's amazing.
did all that.
I've always been amazed at the feel of that town.
Right.
I never knew what that was.
Wow.
And now we know where that feel came from. Bill Austin, what a guy.
If you missed any part of today's story, or you want to share it, or see any of Eric's heroes in full, just scan the QR code that you see on your screen right there. It'll take you right to the hero section of KomoNews.com.
And remember, of course, we always want to know about the heroes where you live. Send an email to heroes@KomoNews.com.